Hey guys, Kakarot197 again with another question of the week. And today we'll be answering two questions. Why did mobile suits get smaller? And I will also be elaborating a bit more on the Gym 2. So the first question was asked by Gabriel Gonzalez. Why were mobile suits getting smaller as the Universal Century timeline went on? And this is again one of those questions where there is a real-life explanation and an in-universe explanation. So the real-life explanation is going to be very similar to an older video I did, which was why model kits in the 90s got so bad. I'll have that linked right there and also have a link down below. So the thing is, first of all, mobile suits got bigger before they got smaller. And both of those trends coincide with trends in the Japanese economy. So during the 80s, when mobile suits got bigger, Japan had an economic boom. It was going out of control. And that is what we call a bubble economy. And that bubble popped in 1999 or 1991, depending on how you want to look at it. And that is also the time when mobile suits suddenly got smaller. So in terms of model kits, having a smaller model kit means that a model kit of a higher scale will be smaller, relatively speaking. So to put that into perspective, if you buy a 1/144 scale new Gundam, that would be roughly the same size as a 1/100 scale F91 model kit or Victory Gundam model kit. But for the consumer, it looks bigger on the box because it's 1/100 scale, even though it's actually not really that big. So in rough times, that can definitely make a difference. The consumer feels like they're getting more while they're actually getting less. And now we move on to the in-universe explanation. So in the early Universal Century, going from the One-Year War to Shark's counterattack, we have an increase in mobile suit size. And this was a time that mobile suit development was really exploding, especially Zeta Gundam and Double Zeta Gundam was, I even read in one book, it was the Cambrian explosion of mobile suit development. And it was going so fast, reactors simply could not keep up. So the way they kind of counteracted that was by simply making them bigger, bulkier, more powerful. And as a result, mobile suits had to get bigger to incorporate them. And then when you have a bigger body, just everything kind of scales with that. And you end up with a bigger mobile suit. And then after Shark's counterattack and Unicorn, mobile suit development kind of starts to stagnate and slow down. So now the reactors have the time, reactor technology has the time to catch up and become smaller, more compact, and then we get those small, nimble mobile suits that still have enough power to power all of their beam weaponry in F91 and in Victory Gundam. And another reason for this was smaller mobile suits were simply easier to produce, they were cheaper to produce. So there is definitely a push from the militaries to get these miniature mobile suits as well. And then on to the second point, the Gym 2. And I actually had to re-record this part because I found some new information, which I also posted about in a community post on my channel. So 2 weeks ago on the question of the week, I talked about which mass production Federation unit got better than the Gundam, like at which point it was. And my answer to that was the Gym 2, which most people seem to agree with. But then the thing that was a bit more controversial, so to speak, was when I kind of went along the Gym development tree and you had the Gym Custom, the Gym Quell, and those were seemingly phased out by the Gym 2, which would then make sense that the Gym 2 was in some ways better. And the thing about that is, I am a big fan of the Gym Custom, so I would definitely want to say that those machines were better than the Gym 2, the Hyzak, and then also the Garibaldi Beta. The problem was, at least at that time, I didn't really have any concrete evidence that could tell me that both the Gym Custom and the Gym Quell were better. In fact, most of the evidence that I could find pointed in favor of the Gym 2. And another issue is that some people said when you look at the anime, the Gym Custom obviously performs better than the Gym 2. But the problem with comparing animes is all of their performances, all of the mobile suit performances, are relative to only that anime. For example, when you look at mobile suits in Victory Gundam, which should run circles around anything from Zeta Gundam, their performance on screen doesn't seem that different from what you can see in Zeta Gundam, especially if it's like some of the really well animated scenes from the new translation movies. That animation looks really awesome and those battles look really awesome, but like I said, obviously anything from Victory Gundam should be better than anything from Zeta Gundam. And the Gym 2 and the Gym Custom don't really appear in the same anime. Yes, the Gym Custom was seen in the new translation movies, but you can only see it taking off and being recovered a little bit later. You don't see the Gym Custom really fighting with anything Zeta Gundam era. So that, again, doesn't really give us a good grasp of how good the Gym Custom is. You also don't see it like leading other mobile suits into battle, that it would suggest that it's a commander mobile suit. So when we look at the facts first, in terms of specifications, it seems to favor the Gym 2. So the Gym 2 is better in terms of generator power and sensor radius. One thing about that as well is we know that it's better than the Gym Custom, but the Gym Quell, we only know that its sensor radius is better than the Custom. But even though it's better, it's probably not still quite as good as the Gym 2 sensor radius. And then the Gym Custom and the Gym Quell both have better thrust than the Gym 2. And on top of that, when I had a look at this book here, the MS Senryaku Bunseki on page 75, it unfortunately says on the entry of the Gym 2 that spec-wise it is better than the N-type, being the Gym Custom. However, even though it says that, it still kind of leaves the door open because it specifically says spec-wise. And this could then mean that the Gym Custom could have certain advantages over the Gym 2 that aren't really obvious on paper, but that would give the Custom the edge over the Gym 2, the HiZag, and so on. And that then brings us to the reason that I had to re-record this video. I found that evidence. In the Anaheim Laboratory log, they have an entry on the Gym Custom, and there they say that the Gym Custom was in fact used by the AUG as a commander unit, or that it was favored by commanders. And they say it in like a broad sense, so it doesn't seem to be a situation as with in like the 1 Year War where certain Zeon Ace pilots would prefer their Zaku 1 over the like objectively better Zaku 2. It really seems to be that the Gym Custom was, at least at some point, one of their good commander units. And that would then seem to suggest that the Gym Custom, even in the Grips War, was still a very well-performing machine. Now, I do want to say that it doesn't really tell us like what squadrons they were commanding, whether they were commanding Gym 2s or Nemos or Rick Diaz's, but I think we can safely assume that if they were commander units during the Grips War, that they were at least commanding Gym 2 squads, which I think would be a really cool thing to see, just seeing the Gym 2 squads being led by Gym Customs. Which would then mean that one of my other favorite mobile suits, the Gym Quell, was also superior to the Gym 2, and by extension, to the HiZag, which is something I am very happy about. Which then means that they were still able to kick ass during the Grips War. So then, that's all for this question of the week. Let me know down below what you thought of the things I discussed. If you have questions you want me to answer, also leave them down below. And one thing you might be wondering about is, I am wearing a Kakarot t-shirt. Oh yeah, one more thing I want to mention is that you might have noticed that in the second part, my camera stopped having issues with focusing on the background. That is, in the past few videos, I have been trying to like try out different autofocuses to see if it could fix the constant like focusing on the background, because like my face was okay, but the background not so much. And then I kind of realized that whenever I was using my hands to explain things, which I do quite a lot, whenever I would do that, it kind of goes like over my face, or like it thinks it needs to focus on my hands and then it unfocuses on the background. So I've just switched over to manual focus for the question of the week videos. So that issue should now be completely solved. Anyways, that's all for this video. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope all of you watching have a great day and stay safe, and I'll see you all next time.